Let's have a look at how to set student completion rules in any of your Schoology courses. So the purpose of Schoology completion rules is to set up a self-paced environment in which students can progress through content, usually in sequential order, where certain items will unlock as they complete the prerequisite requirements. So I'm just in an example course here, Mr. Rossman's class. I went into my course and then I went into a specific folder. This example is multiplication. And then I've got other folders inside of that. It's important to know that with completion rules, you can set up an entire course to be set with completion rules, kind of like what we've done for online PD here at FBRDA, and also for the online safety and digital citizenship courses for students in grades 5 through 12 to get their one-to-one device. So if you want to do an entire course, you can basically apply what I'm going to be showing here to your entire course, but let's take a look at how to set completion rules for just one small folder within a course. So inside multiplication, I want to set my one-digit multiplication folder for student completion so that I can use it for something like a station rotation in a class. Okay, so once student completion rules are set, you can see that they get this gray indicator down below with a check mark. That tells students what they need to do in order to complete it, and a green check mark will indicate whether or not they've done it. So let's go in and actually set these rules up. So here are the items inside my one-digit multiplication folder. Currently there are no completion rules set, so here's how to do it. Go to your options menu here within the folder that you're looking to set up and choose student completion. I almost always check this box here saying that requirements must be completed in sequential order. That requires them to start at the top and work their way down. Things will actually be locked and unclickable until they fulfill the requirements. Now you can click Add Requirement, and this is a list of everything within the folder from top to bottom, and you'll just want to select everything starting with the item at the top and then say what they actually have to do. So for a video, they need to view the item. Add another requirement. For this game, they must view the item. Unfortunately, Schoology does not have a way for you to verify whether or not they've watched every second of the video or played the game or read the article or whatever you're linking to. You will, however, be able to see how long it took them to complete things. So if you see students getting through content excessively fast, you can have a tip that they probably skipped around a bit. This will tell you, though, whether or not they clicked on it. Okay, so I'm going to keep going through here. So more practice, they must complete that. Now that's a folder. So completing the folder, I would have to go into that folder and set additional completion rules. If I don't have any rules, just clicking on the folder would be enough for that to be marked as complete. After that, here's Show What You Know and Earn a Badge. So this is an assignment. In order for them to fulfill that requirement, they can either view it, they need to post a comment, reply, make a submission, or get a certain grade. Now, I want this to be fully automated, so I'm just going to have them, when they actually submit something, it will mark it as complete, and then I can grade it later, but they'll be able to progress. After the assignment there, I have a class chat. So this is a discussion. I don't want them just to view the discussion. I'd like them to actually participate in it, so post a comment or reply. And then there's a quiz at the very end. So this is our check for understanding to make sure that they've learned what they needed to learn here, and now they're going to take a quiz to show their mastery. So for a quiz, you can either have them make a submission, so make at least one attempt to the quiz, or you can actually require them to get a certain score in order for them to be marked as, fulfilling that requirement. So let's say we want them to score at least an 80% in order for that to be marked complete. Just double check your rules, make sure you check this box at the top if you want sequential order, and then hit Save Changes. Let that load. I have found that sometimes you get an error message like this, and it seems strange and looks like it didn't work. This doesn't always happen. It seems to be something that's relatively new. If you get it, just say OK, and you can refresh your page, and generally it looks like it worked. Yes, so if you see the gray completion requirements under each item, it did work. I'm not sure why that message is appearing, but just ignore it and hit refresh and see if it actually activated the student completion rules. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like now. If we go back to multiplication, here's my folder. In the one-digit multiplication folder, students will click into that, And from the student view, you'll see that the first thing that they can do is click on the first item since you marked that sequential order box. They'll be able to watch the video, and as soon as they watch that, they'll be able to go back, and then the next link will unlock and become clickable, and then so on and so forth until they get to the very end. As a teacher, you can click Student Progress at the top to have a look at all of your students and to monitor their progress as they get through your content that is set with completion rules. Any individual student, if you click on them, you'll be able to see which items they've finished and which ones they're still working on. Okay, so that is student completion rules in Schoology in a nutshell there. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and hopefully you can find a way to use this in your classes. It does take a little bit of time up front to get everything set up, but once you have it done, it's really a good time saver, and it allows the students to just take their own time to get through things at their own pace, and it can be really worthwhile in the long run. And after school years finish up, if you archive your courses and then bring them back, completion rules can be carried over to the next year, so it's worth the initial time investment. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions.